everybody, it's Sunday. That came fast, didn't it? I don't know about you, but some days seem like they last forever. But then when I look back at a week, I wonder, where did it go? Because it seems like I was just here spending some time with you, and I'm very thankful I get to do it again. And thanks so much for tuning in, and I love you guys that are doing the watch parties and sharing it on your timelines and everything. We've had a real big uptick in views, and it makes me so happy to be connecting with you all this way. And your comments about how it lifts your spirits are so helpful to me in lifting my own. So thank you so much for that. And in case this is your first time checking in on Songs for a Sunday, I will tell you that when I'm not playing in clubs or doing concerts or at festivals or colleges or all those things that I get to do when we're not hunkered down and quarantining, I get to go to nursing homes, assisted living centers, and veterans homes to share my music. And I've been totally missing the light in those eyes when I walk in with my guitar and the smiles that erupt on their faces. And so I have been starting each of my shows these last couple of weeks with a couple of songs that I usually share with that audience. And I have been successful in communicating with all those facilities and giving them links to these shows so that those that are able to tune in, they are able to access my music even though I'm not there, which brings me so much joy. And I'm getting really good feedback about that. So that's another special addition to reaching out to you guys, is that I'm also communicating with those folks. And so I'd like to start with a couple songs that I usually share at those facilities in case they are going to tune into this show, because sometimes they need to take a nap. So I want to get their songs in first, just in case it's one of those moments for them. And I thought this was a good one to start with today. And help me sing it, y'all know it. And 4-part harmony. No, really. We can't be side by side right now, but the intention is that I am looking forward to that moment when we all can be.
Well, we ain't got a barrel of money. Maybe we're ragged and funny, but we're traveling along, singing a song side by side. I don't know what's coming tomorrow. Maybe it's trouble and sorrow, but we travel the road, sharing our load side by side. All kind of weather, what if the sky should fall? Just as long as we're together, it really doesn't matter at all. When they've all had the quarrels and parted, we'll be the same as we started, just traveling along, singing a song side by side. All right. La da 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 la da 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 da. We'll travel the road, sharing our load side by side. All kinds of weather. What if the sky should fall? Just as long as we're together, it really doesn't matter at all. When they've all had the quarrels and parted, we'll be the same as we started, just traveling along, singing a song side by side. We'll travel the road, sharing our load side by side. Traveling along,
it will be when we get to travel side by side again. I'm looking forward to that. But meanwhile, I can't be there with all of you people. And so I'm going to share this other favorite song that I almost exclusively save for the older generation in the senior homes and the assisted living centers. But I think it would work pretty well for all of us right now, given our little situation. So I learned this one from my mom and dad years and years ago, and I always loved it. It goes like this. I gotta remember how it starts. Here it is. Haven't played it in a while. Button up your overcoat when the wind is free. Take good care of yourself, 'cause you belong to me. And eat an apple every day. Get to bed by 3. And take good care of yourself, 'cause you belong to me. Be careful crossing streets. Ooh, cut out sweets. Ooh, lay off meats. Ooh, you'll get a pain and ruin your tum-tum. Stay away from those college girls if you're on a spree. Take good care of yourself, 'cause you belong to me. Here's my favorite. Wear your flannel underwear when you climb the tree. Take good care of yourself, 'cause you belong to me. Be careful crossing streets. Ooh, cut out sweets. Ooh, lay off meats. Ooh, you'll get a pain and ruin your tum-tum. So button up your overcoat when the wind is free. Take good care of yourself, 'cause you belong to me. Wash your hands 20 times a day when you're on a spree. And take good care of yourself, 'cause you belong to me. I say take good care of yourself, 'cause you belong to me. Wash those hands. Take good care of yourself, 'cause you belong to me. I remember learning that song when I was a kid. Yeah, Mom and Dad used to have 5 of us kids and all our ski gear and the big old Ford station wagon. And we fit all our gear and the food for a weekend and all of us people and a St. Bernard in there. And we would sing songs all the way up to Sunday River and back. I think that was their way of keeping us from pulling each other's hair or getting mad that there was not an extra half a sandwich. But that was one of the songs that we learned, and I've never forgotten it. Anyways, I'm going to switch guitars to fulfill a request. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't get my guitar out. I'm going to get it out right now. Here we go. This is BG, the little baby guitar. Okay. You figured out that BG is short for baby guitar? Okay. And I played this one last week, and I kind of fell back in love with it. I hadn't played it in a while. And I had a request to repeat a song that I did on the April 5th show. And this song goes out to Ellie Khrushchevsky. And I think I even pronounced that last name correctly. And the trick with that is I should not look at how the name is spelled. I should just memorize how you say it. So anyway, Ellie wanted to hear the song, and I played it on a different guitar the first show that I did, and for some reason the guitar just didn't feel right to me that day with this song, but I'm kind of hoping maybe it feels right on this guitar today. Let's find out. This one's called The Island, and if you missed the first show, I will tell you that it's about Squirrel Island, which is a really small island shaped like a squirrel, which you wouldn't know unless you flew over it. And it's about a 20-minute boat ride out of Boothbay Harbor. And as a kid, my sisters and brother and I and all of my cousins, aunts, uncles, and grandparents spent a lot of time out there. And I wrote this after having not gone out there for 20 years and then getting back to it and feeling just like a kid again as soon as I walked on the island, because it brought back so many great memories and smells and tastes, and yeah, it was great. I went back to the island, little did I know, I left a part of me there, such a long time ago. When I got to the island, I climbed the long stone stairs. The raspberries were gone, but I could smell them there. There's a house on the island, it sits on a hill, and there's a piece of my heart that lives there still. Everywhere on the island it smells so sweet, and I sleep so good under cotton sheets. When I go to the island, I am young again, and I can hear Papa playing the accordion as I dream on the front porch in a big rocking chair. It'll be dinner time soon, and all my cousins will be there. There's a house on the island, it sits on a hill, and there's a piece of my heart that lives there still. I wear bare feet instead of shoes and socks, and I catch a big flounder down on the docks. There's cucumber sandwiches and lobster too, and we'll race to the beach and jump into the blue. There's a dance at the hall for the older crew, and if I ever grow up, I might dance there with you. And I bring my song, I feel the history there. I want to pass it on, leave a piece of my heart on the island I know. And I carry the island wherever I go. There's a house on the island, it sits on a hill, and there's a piece of my heart that lives there still. I go down to the cove where I learned to swim, and I can taste salt water all over again. I went back to the island, and I'm there on the island. Oh, I hope I get to go back out there this summer. We'll see where the next couple months takes us. I did make it out there last September to be with my cousin Trudy. And boy, we had a good time. I picked a lovely weekend. I need to do that again. All right, where are we going next? Let's see. Okay, yes, I've had this request from more than one person, and so it's time to do it. Meanwhile, I gotta wet my whistle. By the way, I realize... Oh, good. I think I'm in tune. I realized that I don't think I've ever mentioned that if you want to download my music or stream my music, you can go to Spotify, you can go to iTunes, you can go to Apple Music, Deezer, Napster. I mean, it's in a lot of different places. So if you like some of these songs and you want to find them, look for them. And also, if you want to be updated on the things that I'm doing and when my next live gig, other than the live streams, might be, go to AnnieClark.com, and it's ANNICLARK.com. I am E-less, but not clueless. So anyways, yeah, go there and you can sign up and get a notice what's happening. And yeah, I'd like to have you on board for everything that's going on. All right, so this is a true story. And it happened in December of 1978. So just, you know, assume I've matured a little since that time. And good luck with that. This one's got a lot of words in it. I hope the library's open. December and we were heading off to ski. It was the first snow on a mountain, so our passes would be freebie. Yippee! Riding in Bill Shepherd's van, listening to the Little Feat Band, my brother and one sister and her boyfriend, and Bill and me. Motley looking crew heading for Sugarloaf. It was early in the morning when I'm usually asleep, but we were sipping wine and coffee, breaking bread and passing cheese. Riding in Bill Shepherd's van, singing with the Little Feat Band. Suddenly it dawned on me I really had to pee. I said, Bill, could you pull over if a good spot could be found? But even on the back roads there were houses all around. I resigned myself to sitting still and I crossed my legs real tight. But I kept my eyes peeled down the road for a spot that was just right. You know, I'm a little fussy about that sort of thing, right? So, I was looking and looking around a bend and we heard the sound of a train coming through. The red lights flashed, the bars went down, there was nothing I could do. So I was sitting in Bill Shepherd's van, humming to the Little Feat Band. I held my knees up to my chest, my face was turning blue. Right then I had an idea, it was shaky at its best. But I thought, all things considered, I might put it to the test. The cars, they rumbled on and on with no passengers inside. So I scooched right there in front of the van as the train went rolling by. So there I was, bare bottom up, and my pants were hanging loose. Down the tracks and coming fast, I saw the red caboose. I was midstream in relief, my problem only partially mended, when that caboose came flying by and the whole damn train had ended. Well, I I tried to finish quickly, but I wasn't quick enough. 'Cause cars lined up on the other side, they caught me in the buff. I was scooched in front of Bill Shepherd's van. I couldn't even hear the Little Feat Band. Cars began to cross the tracks. They honked and laughed and waved and stuff. It's kind of funny now, though. Wasn't at the time. Well, the moral of the story is as plain as day to me. If you get caught on a roadside scooch, just finish up your pee. For the rest of the ride in Shepherd's van, as we laughed along with the Little Feat Band, my pants were wet, and later on, oh, they rose up when I tried to ski. Whoa! Yay, the library was open for that one. Let's hope it's open for all of them. I chose a bunch of songs that I don't do a lot today because, yeah, I like stressing myself out like that. Actually, it's been really fun, you guys, listening to your requests and having to dig down deep. And I never write down chords. I just have to kind of remember them with muscle memory. And so I've had homework every week getting ready for these shows. But it's been great to revisit my library. And thanks to you guys for tuning in so that I have a homework assignment to keep me busy and off the streets. Well, I can't really do that anyway. So let's see. I gotta wet my whistle. Hold on. All right. Well, where is my capo? Oh, there it is. Hold on, gotta get the capo. Okay, got the capo. Well, I like telling this part of the story prior to this next song. It's really amazing to me because usually when I put songs together on an album or in a set list or whatever, I like to tie things together and have sort of a thematic segue going on. That's the English major in me. But it took me years to realize what I had done by accident by putting Bill Shepherd's Van on a CD titled Letting Go. So, I mean, when I really thought about that years later, you know, how do you say it? I split a gut. I thought that was kind of funny. But this letting go is a way different thing than it is in Bill Shepherd's van. By the way, Bill Shepherd, if you're listening, how are you doing? Bill is alive and well. His van died years ago, but it will always be commemorated in that last song. So this one I wrote for a couple of friends of mine at the time, and they were going through a difficult situation, but once I started to share the song, I realized it's not just their story, it's mine, and it's all of ours. I'm sure all of you have been in a situation where you felt there was a little bit of holding on in the letting go, and that's what this song is about. New colors on the walls. She's rearranging all the photographs that hang in the halls, and she's writing in a journal every day. She's keeping herself busy in a non-committal way.
calls her now and then to say he cares. Still keeps some of his things in her basement downstairs, and he changes his direction once a week. There's an answer deep inside of him that refuses to speak. There's a little bit of holding on in the letting go. And if there is a master plan, it's not for us to know. Holding on, letting go. Takes on extra hours down at the bar. She meets her friends for lunches, takes long rides in her car, but her emotions rise and fall like the tide. She's losing weight, she's looking great, but there's an emptiness inside, and he calls her now and then to say he cares. He still keeps some of his things in her basement downstairs, and he changes his direction once a week. There's an answer deep inside of him that refuses to speak, and there's a little bit of holding on in the letting go. And if there is a master plan, it's not for us to know. Holding on, letting go. And there's a little bit of holding on in the letting go. And if there is a master plan, it's not for us to know. Holding on, letting go.
That one always kind of gets me. Oh my goodness, I don't know if I should share the thought that just went through my head. Oh, what the heck. We're all friends now, right? This is the 5th week. Hold on. Let me wet my whistle and think about it. Well, okay. I was writing this song. I was on Nantucket Island, and I didn't have a chorus yet. I had the verses. But anyways, I went to a party at my friend's house. It was my night off from singing. I sang 6 nights a week there at the Brotherhood, which is still there, but it's owned and operated by other people. But anyways, I went to my friend's house, and we had a little party, and I had to go to the bathroom. And so I don't know what it is about me and having to go to the bathroom, but I went in there, and that's where the chorus came from. There's a little bit of holding on in the letting go. So it's strange how we write songs, isn't it? Okay, well, I've been thinking about, okay, this is the beginning of week 8 for me, solo quarantining. And it's been 9 weeks today since I've seen my other half, Eric. And yeah, that's starting to get a little, tough. And, we talk on the phone and stuff, but it's not quite the same as being in the same room and being able to hold on instead of letting go. And I started to think about how, boy, when we get on the other side of this coronavirus thing and we're feeling comfortable just hooking up with people and doing crazy stuff, I think a lot of people are going to be jonesing for, doing the wild thing, if you know what I mean. So I wrote this song kind of on a dare. I was hanging out down at the Brunswick in Old Orchard Beach outdoors, and my friend Dan Merrill was there and a bunch of my pals, and we were hanging out, and Dan said something about, what have you been doing? And I said, well, I've been experimenting with this song. And he said, what? And I said, well, I meant experimenting. And he said, but what did you say? And I said, experimenting? And he goes, Annie, if you don't write that song, I'm going to do it. And I said, okay. So I wrote this song, and I think it goes like this. I brought some words that were on a little thing over here just in case, because they come wicked fast, and I don't want to blow it. So let's see what happens. Kind of tongue-in-cheek, people. Here we go. Feel like I've been hibernating, 'cause up to now I've just been waiting. Here you are, so captivating. You got me hyperventilating. Hope I'm not hallucinating. Let's do some experimenting. Your essence is so permeating. When you move, it is so scintillating. Your voice is so intoxicating. Your eyes are wild and penetrating. Oh, this could be so liberating. Let's do some experimenting. Said let's do some experimenting. You got me anticipating, sensual collaborating. We all need satiating. Let's do some experimenting. Thinking about that slow gyrating, it gets my heart to palpitating. 50 shades of meditating could be so illuminating. Ain't no time for hesitating. Let's do some experimenting. Said let's do some experimenting. We'll do a little this, we'll do a little that. Let's experiment until we get to where it's at. Do a little that, do a little this. Let's experiment, starting with a big kiss. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You are so infatuating. You got my blood just percolating. I am not insinuating. We consider pollinating. It's only lust we're consummating. Let's do some experimenting. Yeah. Say let's do some experimenting. You got me anticipating, sensual collaborating. We all need satiating. Let's do some experimenting. If you keep standing there deliberating, yours cause I'll be confiscating. We all need satiating. Let's do some experimenting. Yeah, let's do some experimenting. We all need some satiating. Oh, I haven't played that in a long time. Oh, I wrote that. When did I write that? 2014. 2014, 6 years ago. I wrote a lot of it up in Searsport when I was hanging out with my college girls. And I was hanging out on the front porch, looking out over the ocean, walking back and forth with my guitar, trying to get it down. And it took me a while to get it. It moves along pretty quick. All right. Well, let's play the 12 string. Let's see. Do I need my capo? No, I don't need my capo. for this song. All right. How's everybody doing today, anyways? I don't know where y'all are at, but in southern Maine today, it was actually beautiful here yesterday, and part of today was lovely and warm. The sun came out, and I wasn't expecting that. I know we got clouds coming in later and some rain overnight and into tomorrow, but I'll take whatever nice days we can have, because going outside and getting air and lifting the spirits and brightening the soul is definitely on the agenda these days. So anyhow, kind of keeping in line with the love theme here, I'm going to do a song this week. I've been trying to play a little Joni Mitchell every once in a while because she was such a huge inspiration for me when I got started, and I just like to give her a shout out, knowing she's been going through some health problems, but hopefully what I'm hearing about her maybe going to make a turnaround is actual real news, and we might get to hear from her again. But meanwhile, I have always loved this song. I think it was on her For the Roses album, which I got when I was in college, and it's about love, a little bit of a distanced love, which we're all, some of us, experiencing now, but suggestive of, you know, when you're ready, I'll be here. And okay, hope I got my Joni Mitchell voice on today, because there's some high notes in here. That's what she does.
Driving into town with a dark cloud above you, dialing the number who's bound to love you. Honey, you turn me on. I'm a radio from a country station. I'm a little bit corny. I am a wildwood flower waving for you, broadcasting tower waving for you. And I'm sending you out the signal here. Hope you can pick it up loud and clear. I know you don't like weak women, you get bored so quick. Don't like strong women, cause they hip to your tricks. It's been dirty for dirty down the line. But they come when you whistle and you're loving and kind. If you've got too many doubts, there's no good reception for me to tune me out. 'Cause honey, who needs a static? It hurts the head. You wind up cracking. The day goes dismal from breakfast party to the side affair. Oh, with a sorry face, you get to wear. I'm gonna tell you again now, if you're still listening there. You're driving into town with a dark cloud above you, dialing the number who's bound to love you. You're lying on the beach with a transistor going. Kick off the sandflies, honey, the love's still flowing. If your head says forget it, if your heart is still smoking, call me at the station. The lines are open.
I love that one. Been a while since I played that. Woo! All right. Let's see, what's next? What's next is a sip of water. Okay. Let's see. Well, guys, it's May, and in April and May, I think of Texas quite frequently. I think I told you a couple of shows ago that there was a time when I would go down to Texas in April for 2 to 3 weeks at a time and tour. And I'd hook up with these other fabulous songwriters, and we would go out and we'd do, 5 nights a week, and we traveled all over that state, which is huge, by the way. So we put some miles on. Suddenly I got a hiccupy thing going on, sorry. But anyways, the other time I would go down, and sometimes I would back-to-back these trips. I'd come home in April after touring and turn myself around, maybe do some local gigs, and then get back on a plane, and I'd go back and I would go to the Kerrville Folk Festival, which is the festival that got me indoctrinated into the whole music network of Texas. I went down there for the first time in '91 as a songwriting finalist at the New Folk songwriting competition at the Kerrville Folk Festival. And I think I talked a little bit about this last week, but I had been down there several times, and you couldn't keep me away. It's just this huge family of songwriters. And I always laughed because I would share with my Maine buddies that, I'm going to miss mud season in Maine, and I'm going to go down to Texas, and it's going to be warm and sunny, and I'll get to wear my shorts and my tank top and play music outdoors 24 hours a day. But the thing about being in Texas when it does rain, sometimes it comes down wicked hard. They don't call it that down there, but it comes down, and if you're on a big ranch like we were camped out on at the Kerrville Folk Festival, if it comes down real hard, there's really no place for it to go. There's some creeks and stuff, but not right on the property. And so it gets really muddy there oftentimes. And you got to have a pair of boots to go to the Kerrville Folk Festival in case that happens. And I wrote this song after one of the muddiest couple of days out of all the years that I went down to that festival. This one just, this one took the cake. It was unbelievable. And I had these boots on, and you'd walk around and the mud would just cake up on there. And so I swear to God, I gained 3 inches in height from the mud being on my boots. So that's why that line is in the song. But anyways, oh wait, I brought the lyrics because I haven't played this in a while, and I want to make sure that they're right there in case I space out. So let me put it on. Okay, here we go. So I wrote this, and when I put this on my album, Big Water, I got all these fabulous musicians from the Hollowell area and otherwise to come up and sing harmonies on it, and we cut it live at Scotty Elliott's house. He lives in a different place now, but it was really fun doing this song with all those guys, and many of them had been to the Kerrville Folk Festival, so it made it even more fun. All right, this one's called Mud Over Matter. There's a festival in Texas where the folks are all right. There's music in the morning, all day and all night. Everybody likes to sing around a campfire light. But when the skies open up, it's a muddy, muddy sight. Walking like Herman Munster last night,
my tent last night. I had a muddy brown pillow, but it once was white. So I sang another song and I had a little wine. And I did a little dance in the porta potty line. It's muddy in the meadow, it was muddy in my mind. But it's mud over matter when it's Kerrville time. 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 Yeah. So don't you beat me up, Scotty, 'cause I like it here fine. But danger, Will Robinson, it's Kerrville time. It's mud over matter when it's Kerrville time. It's mud over matter when it's Kerrville time. It's mud over matter when it's Kerrville time. Hey! Oh, yeah! Oh, goodness gracious, it's been a while. I haven't been to the Kerrville Folk Festival in a while, and here's the bad news is they had to cancel it this year. First time in over 50 years. I bet there's so many heartbroken people. That's the thing they look forward to all year. And I will have to get back down there again for maybe even next year I'll do it. But it starts on Memorial Day weekend every year, and it goes for like 18 days, you guys. It's quite something. And but you gotta have some good boots in case it rains. Okay. Oh, I know. I wanted to share this. A couple weeks ago, I reached out to some of my friends from Texas who I hadn't seen in a while, but I was trying to think, who could I invite to come to the Songs for a Sunday live streams? And I started going through my mind about all these people that I hadn't seen in a while, and I reached out, and unfortunately I found out that one of my very favorite people had passed away, and it caught me off guard. And yeah, I was real sad that I learned in the aftermath that he wasn't with us anymore. But I have the most fond memory of Barney Goodman. I used to play house concerts at his and Beverly's house in Friendswood, Texas, with Shake Russell and Dana Cooper, and we had such a blast together. And I stayed at their house a couple times, like for weeks. That was my base camp when I was touring, and God bless Bev and Barney. They treated me like family. But this one particular muddy time, it was probably the time that I wound up writing that song. Barney was there, and our tents were kind of close together, and he said, "Let's go for a ride in the mud." So we got in his little jalopy, and I think his tires were bald and all kinds of stuff, and we went out into this big field where it was just all mud, and we just slipped and slided around and twirled and did all these things. I'm surprised we didn't tip that little baby over, but I will always remember Barney on that muddy day in Kerrville, amongst many other memories, but that one really stands out for me. So, hey, Barney, hope you're upstairs looking down and you're still singing, probably in the front row tapping your feet with Mary Ellen Featherstone. All right, so all right, I'm going to get some words out just in case I space, because I have not done this song either for a really long time. And it's a song that I think of, that I wrote for somebody who I always think of, especially this time of year. And he was a really good college buddy. His name was Bob Goodman, but we called him fondly Goody. And Goody, like many people, struggled with addictions and then seemed to
pretty much get past those issues, and then he would struggle with depression, and then he would slip back, and then, you know, he went through a cycle of this and that for so many years. And at one point, I think he just decided, I can't do it anymore. And so he decided to take his life. I remember hearing that had happened when I was on tour in the mid-Atlantic, and I got phone calls. People tried to find me on the road, and boy, that was a devastating phone call, learning that we had lost Goody. I wrote this song for him not very long after we lost him, and it is his song, and it depicts one of the last times that I was with him when I realized just how bad off he was. And so I'm sending this out to Goody, and anybody who remembers Goody. Anyone who met him would remember him, that's for sure. But I also want to send it out to the family of Lorna Breen, who was a doctor down in New York, and a week ago today, she took her own life because she had been working in the front lines at the hospital down there, and she got COVID, and she survived and went back to work, and she was there for a week and a half or so, and it was too devastating for her to witness all of that. And I think that she had suffered a change in her attitude and her ability to rise to the occasion given the terrible circumstances. And so she made that decision and took her life. And so, Lorna Breen, thank you. You are a casualty of this virus, and we thank you for the service that you gave us while you were here, and we hope that you found some peace. And to all of her family. Now I hope I can play this. Okay.
Picked you up in springtime, I had all the windows down. We drove into the early dusk with springtime all around. And I said, listen to the peepers. Oh, it's such a joyful sound. You answered me so quietly. Your eyes were to the ground. You said, I can't hear the peepers. I can't taste the spring. Lately I can hardly see much of anything. I can't smell the breezes, I can't feel the sun, and I cannot explain this loneliness to anyone. Loneliness is no stranger, it has been my friend. And more than one time in my life, I thought the darkness just might win. Then with the changing of the seasons, light came pouring in. But on the day you took your life, spring had come again. And on that day, you let go of everything. Did you find your way to your own eternal spring? Can you hear the peepers? Can you taste the spring? Can you somehow see me now as I search for something to keep me from the darkness? Because when all is said and done, I wish you could have called me, man, 'cause I'm not just anyone. But I'll be with you in the spring when I feel you in the sun, and I will hear you laugh when the peepers sing, 'cause you were not just anyone. You were not just anyone.
Okay. I miss you, Goody. That one kind of teared me up. Sorry, people. I got a few more minutes. I'm going to try to sneak in another song. I'm going to need a little water and some breath after that. I'm thinking about all of you who have lost people during this terrible pandemic, and my heart goes out to all of you. We need to stay strong. For them, they would want us to carry on. So, and this next song is sort of about that too. I was supposed to go to Portugal May 19th. Not doing that. I'm very lucky that the airline is going to refund my ticket because it was a sizable cost, and no gigs right now except this one every Sunday. Thanks, people. And so they're going to refund my ticket. That money will come in handy while we're waiting for the clubs and the concerts to begin again. But meanwhile, I miss my friend Danielle, whom I fondly call Danny. She is originally from Maine, but she's lived all over the place, and most recently in Toronto, and but now she's in Portugal. But I wrote this for her over 10 years ago. She had met this lovely man. His name was Todd, and they had gotten married, and they had just bought their first home together just outside of Toronto, and it had been maybe a month and a half or something like that when Todd was tragically killed in a motorcycle accident. And whew, it was horrible. And I just remember in talking with Danny in the weeks afterwards, this one thing that she kept saying to me was that I want to be sure that I'm going to remember him because he was my guy. He was the one. And I said, oh, you'll remember him, Danny. You will totally remember him. And so I wrote her this song. And I love Danny, and this goes out to Portugal. And I will tell you this, Todd's last name was O'Donnell. He had a lot of Irish in him, as you might guess. And when I was writing this, it was like I wasn't writing it. It was being channeled through me. And I heard bagpipes. I'm not making this up, people. This is the stuff that happens to me. But I heard them, and I felt this needed to be written with no guitar or piano, just the sound of the bagpipes in my head. And so that's what I did. And I hope I can get this right because I have not done this one in a while either. But it goes like this. He loved you well, sweet Danny. He loved you well. He did not get to love you long. He left you when he fell. But you'll remember him, sweet Danny, for he always loved loved you well. He loved you best, sweet Danny. He loved you best. And though your heart is breaking, you will rise up to this test. And you'll remember him, sweet Danny, for he always loved you best. And oh, how he made you laugh. He was always your best friend. And all this love was made to last. It will never, ever end. So carry him well, sweet Danny, carry him well. For in your heart so beautiful, he will forever dwell. And you remember him, sweet Danny, for you always carry him well. Thank you, everybody, for checking in today. We're going to keep doing this on Sundays. We love it that you tune in and that you share this with other people. For those of you that are moved to do so, thank you for your generous tips. It helps right now so much you can't even believe. And I look forward to getting some more requests and putting together another set list for you next week. And carry one another well. Love you. Bye.